Yeah, it is, Andrew. I have in the section of the newsletter I write here at Marcus Day, I have a theme trade open at the moment, and it's based around the agriculture theme. And unfortunately, Australian Agricultural Co. is not within it, but it is a stock I like nonetheless. So the others are, of course, Incitec Pivot, Grain Corp, which you and I have discussed on the show a couple of times in the past, and there's a couple of others scattered in there as well. But it was just last week that Australian Agricultural Co., this is the largest beef company or cattle company in Australia, posted its best profit ever since listing on the ASX 21 years ago, with profits up around $50 million, and that was double the previous year's results. So it has been a rich environment for these guys to operate in. Like a lot of the agricultural companies here in Australia, they have benefited from plentiful rains, and there is a suggestion that those rains will continue probably over the next 6 to 12 months, with La Nina continuing here in Australia. So again, good conditions for them to raise their cattle. Then on the other side of it, of course, we've got the pressures like in a lot of supply chains and with a lot of other commodities coming out of the conflict in Ukraine and supply chains and whatnot as well. So that has driven up the prices that these guys are able to achieve as well. So everything just lining up nicely for these guys. They have become more operationally efficient in the meantime as well. Their results were attributed to some better strategy and implementation and improved performance from its beef brand. So, like I said, it just seems everything's lining up. Share price has punched through $2, and it looks like the bulls, pardon the pun, will defend that level and maybe kick on.
Is that a lot of this dependent though on the outcome of the war in Ukraine?
Yes and no. I think for these guys, their feed and the cost of their feed. So if the Ukraine war was to abate, then their feed costs would probably come down rather than being more elevated. But where these guys have experienced most of their growth is actually pushing into North America. So I think it was within the last 12 months, their branded meat sales were up north of 50%. So it's that growth in that North American market that is really driving them.